To fast or not to fast, part 2. Now let's talk about my experience. As I previously mentioned, when I finally decided to add fasting in, previously, it just wasn't a good time. I was under a lot of chronic stress from a variety of factors. I also suffered from food obsession. So you can imagine if now I've eliminated meals, that is going to worsen the food obsession and drive the anxiety behind eating and food. A few other mistakes that I made was that I implemented very aggressive fasting protocols, from the beginning. I was doing 24 to 72 hour fasts. I was doing dry fasting at times, over 24 hours of not only no food, but also no liquids, no water or anything like that. And there's a time and place for that. But I think when you're having a lot of other issues, that's not something that you want to implement. So you can imagine that my mental and physical health just got worse because of the timing in which I implemented the fasting. It wasn't the fasting in and of itself, it was these other variables just, created such a stressful situation that there was no way I was going to see any significant benefits. So once I got all of these other chronic stressors under control, I was focused on more of a whole foods diet. I ate regularly, and all of these things allowed for my food obsession to, resolve. I reduced alcohol intake, prioritized my sleep, sun exposure, all the things that I generally recommend to help with stress management. Once I had those things implemented consistently and my relationship with food was much better, I found that I didn't have to eat as much because I was generally satisfied, and being able to fast became a much easier process. It actually occurred more naturally because I just felt full longer. So I found that not only were my portions smaller, I didn't have to eat as often because when I did eat, I was providing myself with all of the nutrient dense foods that gave my body what it needed to thrive. So now with my fasting, I've been seeing some great benefits. Over the last couple of weeks, I dropped another 10 pounds, and it didn't feel like, it was this big, difficult process. And, my training hasn't suffered at all. I'm still very active. I feel like I have good energy. I have a lot of mental clarity, and my focus seems to be better. I'm not suffering from food obsession in any way. So fasting hasn't made me start thinking about food more often. And so overall, it's been a great experience. It's not interfering with my sleep in any way. And so this seems to be a good time for me to add in the fasting because it's been quite beneficial for me. So I'll talk about my protocol in the next video just to give you some context and some ideas. But you should be aware that fasting needs to be tailored to your particular goals and your particular needs. If you find that you're just following other people's fasting protocols, you may find that not only are you not benefiting, but it's actually making your health mentally and physically a lot worse. And we certainly don't want that.